Well, good morning, everybody. That sets the bar very high, right? So hopefully this one is going to be good, too. So welcome, everybody. Before we get started, I think it would be nice to introduce you to the landscape in Brazil a little bit. So the last festival was in Latin America, so there was a lot of Brazilians there, which is not this case here. So just to have a quick look at the numbers there. In the last decade, we had about 40 million Brazilians joining the middle class. That is a lot of people getting into the consuming pattern in a country. This picture, for example, is taken from a soap opera. Soap operas are very popular in Brazil. And this one was a huge success last year because it retreated the lives of like 4 or 5 families that were in the middle class. So it was like a bust. It was amazing. I will talk about this soap opera a little later. Mobile is growing very fast in Brazil. Penetration is really high. We have people with 2 phones, 3 phones, but on average, 1.5 phones per inhabitant. 80% of that is prepaid. That is very important because people are now using like credits for mobile as a currency. 41% of internet access through mobile. So people have their devices all the time in the buses, in the trains, everywhere, in the cars. They shouldn't be driving and having their mobiles, but they do. Gets lots of fines, but that's how it goes. Here we have the 4 big companies that operate mobiles in Brazil. That is an interesting thing. That's a curiosity. If you look at the names and the company names on the right side, people put the names of the company in their contact list so that they change the chips all the time, and they call their friends from operator to operator, from Vivo to Vivo, so that they don't pay for the credits. So in the middle class, in the lower classes, people have 2, 3, or 4 chips so that they can change it while they will be calling their friends and family. So it's like a nickname. So you can see Virginia Team, you can see like Suzuki Vivo, it's almost like a nickname or their surnames. So in this case, they don't pay for the credits. That's how Brazilians, look around the things and they go change things to make their money worth more. Internet user penetration is growing very fast too. By 2016, we are going to get almost 50% of the population accessing internet. Yeah, that's okay. That's going to be like 100 million people. It's a lot of people. What is this people doing in the internet? It's not yet transactions, because we have a lot of challenges to face there, but they are, e-commerce is growing, a lot of things are growing, but still people are searching, people are doing comparisons, price comparisons, they are talking to people, they're doing a whole lot of things, but we still have a lot to grow in other areas. It's definitely a social country, and a lot of people ask me, why is Brazil growing so fast in social media? It's hard to have an answer. I think the country is big. Population is very young, and young people love social. And Brazil itself is a social country. For those who have already been there, you know the nature of the country, the nature of the people there. It's a social country, definitely. We are number 2 in Facebook, number 2 in Twitter and YouTube, number 3 in Google+, and number 4 in LinkedIn. So all these platforms have been growing very, very fast. So it's very hard for a brand to operate in Brazil and not be in these platforms. Very, very hard. We have a lot of challenges ahead of us. First one, there is still 50 million people in Brazil who are unbanked. So if we pick the opportunity of the people having access to the internet, a lot of mobile and devices on people's hands, and these unbanked people, we can put this all together and use mobiles, probably, to bank people. Itau has a business that we call Itau Microcredit or Microfinance, in which we operate in the shanty towns, in the communities. And for that business, we only use mobile phones. We don't have branches, we don't have offices. We go visit the small businesses. We evaluate the situation of the business. These people don't have current accounts. They don't have any access to a bank or to credit. And the agent who visits the place, the commercial place, is probably somebody from the community. So he evaluates the credit line on the device. There is a virtual credit committee that approves the credit, and then we give the credit to this small business person in the community. This has been growing a lot. There are other models like this in India and Peru, but we've been growing a lot with this. So we think a very good use for mobile in Brazil is to be banking these 50 million people who are still unbanked. That's a huge opportunity for us. Second one, fight for your device. In this case, everybody, not only brands, are competing with us. We are competing with our consumers, families, and friends, because people are using the devices, but not necessarily for transactions, not necessarily for buying things. They want to be text messaging. They want to be connecting with the people. They want to be, developing relationships. So we have to compete with their friends, not necessarily with brands. So it's very, very busy out there. Electronic payments, that's a very, very big challenge for us. I know my colleague from Visa is going to be talking later, but that's a huge, huge challenge for us because people are still afraid of doing financial transactions online. And there is still a lot of regulation to come, especially in Latin America and Brazil. So people still feel afraid of doing certain transactions. So we can definitely grow in this place here. And engaging metrics. I think everybody here who works in these platforms, digital, still have a lot of questions on this regards. People still talk about how many fans you have, what is your engagement index regarding this social bakers or whatever rankings do you use, but still, I know we have 2 or 3 of our research or survey partners getting together to develop a platform that could measure on and offline as a whole for Itau, and it's been really tough for us to be able to measure in a very effective way. We have either digital or offline, or digital but not necessarily linking all the platforms together, and it's been really hard for us to measure it all. Because consumers are not, oh, I'm online now. No, I'm offline now. They just live, and they live on and off all the time. So how can you measure that in a smoother way? So that's really a challenge. What is Itau doing on regards of new products? Yes, we are developing some products, yes. Like we have this current account that we launched, and it's we called Conta Maxi Celular. So if you pay 20 reais as a fee, we revert this 20 reais, actually 22 reais, into mobile credits. That's a good thing. It's very targeted to the lower classes because they are the ones who have the prepaids, and it's been growing a lot because people are crazy about the credits. They want to speak to everybody. We also have an account that is a free checking account for electronic transactions. So if your relationship with Itau is only electronic, if you don't speak to any human being, you don't pay for anything. You can talk over the phone, home banking, ATMs, and it's a free account. That's been growing too. But that's not the most important thing for us, because that's very easily copied. I mean, products all the banks can have. We are also empowering customers to transact online. So, excuse me. If you look at the phone, internet, mobile, SMS, the ones who are really growing are mobile and SMS transactions. Phone and internet, they're still, I mean, phone is pretty old, and internet still because of the security issues. Last year, we downloaded almost 3 million apps of our bank in the internet. So the really differentiation we are looking for is, I think the thing here is, okay, it came back. We are using our platforms really to engage people. And we are the bank in the world who has already the biggest number of fans. This number is already over 5 million. It's been growing as we speak. And we have pretty good numbers in the other platforms too. And we launched our Facebook page less than 2 years ago. Our strategy has been to tell stories to inspire changes and to inspire people to change their habits, to change the things that they do, to do things in a different manner. And our two colleagues here talked a lot about this before. And this starts with our purpose, which is the purpose of our brand is to be an agent of transformation. So everything that we do regarding to the brand, every sponsorship, everything that is linked to our brand essence has to tell a story that has something about transformation. So I'm going to show, this is disappearing here sometimes, but that's fine. I'm going to show 4 cases that we use on and off. We use digital and offline content of the brand just to engage fans, customers, or non-customers around our purpose and around our essence. The first one has more to do with banking, but the other ones go beyond our core business. I'll explain them as we go, okay?
The world has changed. People have changed. But we keep using paper for lots of things that simply aren't worth it. Can we change that too? Itau Paperless. Challenge. Change Brazilian habits. Switch the printed statement for the online balance. Our goal, 300,000 clients. Idea. Change. Use paper only when it's really worth it. And to convince people of this, the idea was to take a backdoor approach. For the first time in Brazil, we took an internet success to television.
Sabe o extrato mensal da sua conta no Itaú? Com alguns cliques, ele passa a ser somente digital. Com isso, você economiza papel e colabora com um mundo mais sustentável. Use o papel para o que realmente vale a pena. Mude e conte com o Itaú para mudar com você.
Strategy and execution. Saving paper within the media itself. Our campaign concentrated on electronic media. TV, cinema, iPad, bank line, ATMs, airplanes, radio, and ringtones. The internet was a channel for exclusive content and engagement, including games, challenges, and tutorials. And a controversial debate about a pillow ended up creating yet another opportunity. In an interview, baby Micah's parents tell the background to the laughter and the pillow. Results. The smile and laughter enchanted all of Brazil. People watched. It became Brazil's favorite TV commercial. More than 20 million views. The most viewed online ad in the history of Brazil. People tweeted, liked, and shared. The press got involved. People made parodies. People downloaded the ringtone. Result. More than 625,000 people switched to digital statements. Twice our goal. And for the first time in the history of the bank, Itau took first place in brand recall on Brazilian TV. You see, that's why today we're all feeling like this. Laughing and smiling.
So in this case, we got a content that was already for a year in the digital world, and we took it to mass media. Then we did like a regular campaign without using any print to be consistent with the no paper or paperless campaign. And then we took it back to digital because we sent a team to Los Angeles where this family lives. And we interviewed the parents. We did a lot of other videos. We put it back in the digital, in YouTube, and we expanded, we amplified the campaign for over a year. So that was a pretty good strategy to bring one content that was already there and to do a strategy using media back and forth mass media and also digital in a very, very clever way. So that's been, we've been converting statements, paper statements till now. This campaign was last year, so it's been still, getting results. The second case, before we see the video, I just need to tell you one information because you do not live in Brazil. So the Itau's slogan is Itau made for you, and we have a gimmick that we use since the 90s that people, every time we have a commercial, this pack shot has somebody doing this, which is like an eye from Itau made for you. So that's been pretty known by the Brazilians. Even kids, if you do this for them and ask whose brand is this, they say Itau. That's as strong as our brand nowadays because we've been building this gimmick for many years now. So in this platform, we asked our fans to tell their stories in the Facebook, their stories about Itau, because we have many, many nice stories like people getting married and taking pictures in front of an ATM of Itau and things like that, and they send it to us because we have a lot of brand lovers and advocates. So this lady told a very nice story regarding this I made for you, so we're gonna watch this. We met Luisa at Facebook.
Nasci aqui, tenho 35 anos, eu sou filha única. Minha mãe morreu, eu tinha 17 anos. Meu pai, sempre foi muito bem-humorado, muito engraçado. Meu pai era uma pessoa muito fácil de se lidar. O Facebook comecei a usar mesmo a partir do meio do ano passado que eu comecei a usar. E aí vi, a página do Itaú, vou curtir, até para poder saber das novidades e tal. Aí quando eu vi lá o link, que fala do digital, para contar uma história, na hora me veio essa história. Fiquei fiz, pretensiosamente, vou criar uma história bacana. O sonho do meu pai era que eu fizesse direito. Nem que eu pague para você vai fazer direito um dia. Eu falei, tá bom. E fiz. Consegui uma bolsa de 50% lá na minha filha. Terminei em 2004, mas na formatura mesmo foi em março de 2005. Meu pai estava sentado na primeira fileira e eu estava no palco, os professores na frente, e eu estava sentada na última fileira. Formatura é legal para quem está se formando, que a gente brinca o tempo todo, ri e tal, mas para quem está assistindo, às vezes é maçante. Eu mandava beijo para ele, dava tchau. Tá? E na hora séria, ela estava dando um discurso, eu fiz um coração para ele, Aí ele foi, na mesma hora, respondeu no I, digital. Eu falei, nossa, meus amigos estavam do lado, riram. Tá maluco. Na hora, ele já gostava do comercial, que era uma menininha. E aí, na hora, teve essa sacada. Até hoje, encontro amigos meus que se formaram comigo, que viram, que lembram, poxa, seu pai é muito engraçado, cara. Eu falo muito dele. Até pro meu filho lembrar, tem foto dele espalhada pela casa. Se foi cercado de muito amor. Curtindo o neto, lembrar do avô de tanto eu falar e de tanto eu mostrar, porque é uma pessoa boa de se lembrar.
Very end, we say we are very proud to be part of her story, and we want other people to tell their stories with Itau. So we very much use their stories to produce these videos. We put them back on YouTube so other people can see the stories, and they keep sending more content to us. This builds a lot of relevance to the brand, and this builds a lot of fidelity and loyalty to the brand. So this has been really making our fan page engagement grow a lot, trust me. This other one has a lot to do with our educational platform. We've been investing in public education in Brazil for over 20 years now, but we don't advertise that much because we actually use our expertise to develop tools to improve the performance of public schools in Brazil. And that is very hard to explain to like public in general. So one way we found that was easier to explain that was to make this campaign about reading to kids. And we've been doing this for 3 years now, so this video shows that.
Tem monte de histórias esperando para serem lidas. Só depende de você.
Sua vez.
Leia para uma criança. Histórias ajudam no aprendizado e no desenvolvimento infantil. Mude e conte com o Itaú para mudar com você.
Ih, ficou para trás? Ai, vem, sapo. Assim a gente perde a vez.
Mulheres.
We've distributed over 2 million books for free for Itaú's customers or non-customers. By the way, 70% of those who registered in our website were non-customers, and we delivered them by mail. So why do we do this for reading to a kid? Because we did a survey with specialists that proved that if you read to babies and small kids, you improve their capacity to learn when they are adults. So we've been working with this platform with our foundation as well. We also use, this is a fake branch that we had in the soap opera that I mentioned in the very first slide. We used a lot of content in our fan page to talk about the soap opera because it had huge audience. So we were playing with the artists and actors of the branch. Say, if you don't know what to do with your money, pass by the branch at the Divino. That was the neighborhood in the soap opera. So that got like almost 20,000 posts in a few minutes. So that was huge too. We also play a lot with our brand regarding soccer. We have now the upcoming Confederations Cup, which Itaú is a sponsor, and also the World Cup. So in this case, we were going to have the friendly game Brazil and Russia. So vodka or coconut water, doesn't matter, go Brazil. We do a lot of this type of things to make the brand fun, to make it closer to people. You don't need to be boring because you're a bank. You have to be cool. You have to be closer. And finally, we use social media also to talk about other platforms we have. We sponsor the bikes, like the ones in London for Barclays. We have that in Rio and Sao Paulo already. This is a picture that a fan took. It was a huge traffic jam, and he was happy because he was riding a bike and not stuck in the traffic jam. We also use the platform. This is how they register. But we also have a lot of spontaneous videos that people send us, like this one.
Aí resolvi sentir uma sensação diferente hoje. Resolvi alugar a bicicleta do Itaú, dando uma voltinha na praia, plena terça-feira. Antes de dar uma passada na farm para trocar minha blusa. Very nice. Obrigada, Itaú, pela bicicleta, muito legal. Daqui a pouco eu vou deixar ela num dos postos ali. É isso aí, é preciso saber viver.
That's cool. We also use the platform, the digital, to educate people. It's very hard to ride a bike in São Paulo. Lots of accidents, lots of buses running over the bike. So we are very concerned about it. We don't want to see one of our bikes, under a bus. So we use the platform a lot to promote, information, to educate people, because we think that's what our brand has to stand for. And finally, just a final piece. We ended up putting all these things, and this is just a little piece of everything we do that goes beyond our banking, our car business. And we put it all under a platform in a campaign that we just launched, and it's called #Isso Muda o Mundo, which means #This Changes the World. And this is the commercial, we launched it, and it has a lot of other things in digital, and we are now asking people to send what they think changes the world, and other things are coming up until the end of the year.
If I could change the world, I would be the sunlight in your universe. You could think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Baby, if I could change the world. The world.
So why do we do all this? Because we care, because we think this is what differentiates one brand from the others. It's not enough to be a good bank, to have good products, to have good investments, to have capillarity. You need to do much more than this. You need to be relevant, you need to engage people, you need to really care for the world you are in. And we think all these things really change the world. So thank you.